Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm not sure what the thought of the day should be, but so what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to connect. For anyone in this room who's been arrested, which there's quite a few of us, but there's a common feeling that happens when we got arrested. When they put those handcuffs behind us and they put us in that back seat of that car, the first thing we said was, oh, but after that, we said where we should have been. Oh, shit, I should have went with my old lady. I should have been at home with my kids. I should have been with my mom. I should have been here. I should have been there. There's a lot of things that went through our head, but that's one of the, probably the second thing that went through my head every time I got arrested was where I should have been. Because I usually always made a decision to do something spontaneously, like go back to Pahomie or whatever the case may be. So I took off and went and did what I needed to do, right? And then when I got in the pen, the only people that I was getting collect calls, accepting my collect calls and these letters from were family and some very, very close friends who are like family, right? So what I'm trying to point out to you is the fact that when we go through these situations and we get in these situations, we put ourselves in these situations after making choices, we always go back to one little thing, our family, right? When we're in crisis, we go to our family. But as soon as we get free, we go do what we want to do. And we make a lot of promises while we're in the backseat of that cop car, while we're walking that yard in the pen, while we're laying on that bunk in the pen, about what we're going to do when we get out of it. When I get out, I'm going to stay true. You know what I mean? You know, fuck the homies. I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to be true to my old lady. I'm going to help raise my kids. I'm going to be that man that I'm supposed to be. And then we get out and it gets a little skewed. We get distracted by a lot of different things. But the fact that you're here speaks volumes, right? But I just want to let you guys know that please don't lose sight of that. And if you guys remember, just like me, when you guys were on those collect calls standing next to you, you saw standing next to you may have been an enemy from another neighborhood. But who was he talking to? Or who was she talking to? Her mom, her kids. You know what I mean? And you can hear that emotion in their voice when they're talking to their loved ones on those telephones about how true they're going to be, how different, how much they changed when they got out. And I just want to let you guys know that stick to that. Hold that promise. Keep the promise, man. Because a lot of times, a lot of us, if you're like me, you've been in the system more than once. See what I mean? And you've made that promise more than once. See what I mean? So this is an opportunity to stay true to that promise. Stay true to yourself and be the man or woman that you said you were going to be when you were in there, right? Because I believe change starts in there. If the seed was planted in there where you were going to change, well, then continue to develop it, fertilize it, and continue to grow. That's what Homeboy is about, right? So, again, I'm trying to keep it brief, but I just want to get back to that moment because not a day goes by that I don't think about friends or family that are still in the system that deserve to be where I'm at. You see what I mean? And I'm holding true to that promise by not returning to the prison system at all, by being true to Eugene, being true to the family that I was raised in, to the community in which I come from, right? And so are you, right? You guys are no different, right? We're all the same. We come in different hues, but we're all the same. You see what I mean? I want to go back to, you remember a few months ago, and we were trying to raise some money for bone marrow, not bone marrow, we were trying to get some people to donate, come and test their blood, see if they could donate for a bone marrow for someone's child, right? They weren't asking what ethnicity you were. They were just asking you to donate, right? What does that mean? That we're the same, right? If my baby's in need, I don't care who you are, please help. You see what I mean? Same thing. We are the same. A lot of times we try to point out our differences, right? Oh, because this or because that, when the actuality is that we have more commonalities than we have differences, right? I mean, we kind of get it here. We get outside these doors and we allow outside influences to change that. But if you stay true to who you are, see what I mean? You'll be in the right place. So with that, I just want to let you guys know that, again, we are the same. You know what I mean? And we're striving for the same goals. And some are a little further ahead than others, right? There's others ahead of me that I reach out to because I draw strength from everyone in this room. So my thought of the day's all over the place. But again, thank you all.
Awesome.